We're taking a journey back to the past where we grew up. Has it changed, I wonder? Will it still hold the same emotions? There's a lot of differences here now. Some of it still looks the same, but some of it doesn't. This is Roehampton, a place where me and Sharon met many moons ago. We're going to have a little walk around again, just to relive the moments where we grew up. And you can come with us. There's the church where we got married in 1984. And there's a pub I spent many hours in. So you join us leaving Lincolnshire, and we haven't been back to Roehampton for over 25 years. Will it still be the same? Quite looking forward to this journey, this step back in time. You're coming with us. I hope you enjoy it with us. Well, today you join us on Manoeuvres. We're going back to where it all began, back in the early 80s, back in Roehampton, where we first met and where we lived for the first part of our adult life, you could say.
Did I move there when I was 2?
2 years old?
2.
I moved there when I was 14, Sharon.
There you go.
No, sorry, when I was 12.
Two or three?
We're in Grantham at the moment. Let's get on the train, get down to London, get a train to
Putney,
and then we're going to go to Roehampton and have a little look around where we grew up. So let's go.
What are we going to do first? We're going to look for toilet.
Oh,
Come on.
As always, toilet stop. Right, so where are we? We've got platform 1.
Yeah.
Is this platform 1?
Yeah.
Quite a few people here, folks.
There always is going to London, isn't there?
Look.
Zone 4.
Zone
We're at
4.
the right carriage bit.
Right, well, this is zone 5 there, isn't it? So I think no, it's zone 6,
way.
so we're going the other way, aren't we? Look at that, folks. Always love train stations.
This way then, look.
Go on in, baby. Down you go. Well, we've actually picked a nice day for it, Sharon.
Toilets are out of order.
I know.
They're in the short stay car park. If I'd known that, I would have gone to the car park first.
They're in the short... Oh, it's an outside toilet now,
Yeah.
then. Oh, well, don't know what that's all about, folks. So they're refurbishing it, but...
Unbelievable.
We'll stand here, shall we?
In the wind. Want it to go away.
I know,
yeah.
it's windy. We're by a fan,
I'm
look.
going in this bit here.
There's a fan there. It's quite windy, though, actually, isn't it? Little Starbucks get everywhere, Sharon, don't they? Look.
Yeah.
Don't they? I thought you had a little Costa coffee stall up there
There
as well.
is, down that end, yeah.
Costa coffee, Starbucks coffee, £3.50 for a coffee. We're well early anyway. What's the time now? It's only 10 o'clock. When's our trade coming?
19, isn't it?
19.
It's the next one, I think, pulling in here.
Oh, is it?
It's running on time as well.
Running on time, just like us, folks. Yeah, so we was up at just after 6 this morning. I was in the gym at probably 20 to 7. You went to your swim, didn't you?
I did, at 6:30.
And yeah, so then we got a bit of leisure time till about 9:30. 9:15, wasn't it? Then we decided to jump in the car, get down here. Right, let's wait for this train. We'll see you in a minute.
We are resuming service to London King's Cross, Stevenage and London King's Cross. This train has taken platform left.
This is us, baby. G, wasn't it? Coach G?
Yeah, there it is.
There we go. In we go.
1 to 34.
Go on, in you go.
I've got my travel band. You listen to
Yeah.
We
Cafe
are
bar.
now at Grantham.
Something to eat if you want. Or coffee. What are we, 23, 24, Chef?
Hello and welcome on board this LAR Azuma to London King's Cross.
Good, Chef.
These two, yeah. You getting in the window? Or?
Yeah, I'll go in there. I'll go in there. Oh, is your lead down there? Is that your lead?
Well remembered.
There you jacket. How'd you pull it out? Oh, there you go. All right, matey.
Thank you very much.
Kept the seat nice and warm. Right, we're on. We're in. How long are we on here, Sharon?
About an hour, innit? I don't like sitting backwards.
Hey?
I don't like sitting backwards.
Yeah, we like to face the way we're going, don't we? But have a guess what, Sharon? Look, it says here. Look.
Oh, here he goes.
Welcome to your seat. Welcome to your seat, Sharon.
Welcome to yours.
Yeah. Well, now we're on the move. You want to go to the toilet, don't you?
Yeah, but there's all people standing around for the toilet, I think.
That's all right.
That's what I was just looking
Don't be
at.
frightened, Sharon. You're a
Yeah,
big
or
girl
was it a
now.
queue for the toilet? I don't know.
There's only one way to find out. Join the queue, maybe. Better turn your mic off. I don't want to hear you slashing.
Do you mind?
Time for a cuppa. What'd you get?
Flat white for me and Americano for you.
America. Is it Costa, Sharon?
No, it's LNER. It is.
Americano, yeah. There we go. Just give it a go. Nice black coffee.
Right, bit of information for you.
Oh, here we
people.
go. Go on.
Some people have got on the wrong carriage.
Have they?
Even though they tell you the zones to go to.
It's all on your ticket, isn't it?
And some just should be in zone D. So he said, oh, you can't get through because it's blocked off the train, so you have to get off at the next stop and go out the train and go round. She said it's two separate trains that joined.
Oh, is it?
He said that always happens. That's why there's two cafes on there apparently.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you could walk from one end right through to the other, but you can't.
Well, as you know, folks, we've been down to London quite a few times on the train, but we haven't been back to Roehampton. So it's going to be very strange for us because when we was there, like we left there in 2000, that's 25 years ago, and although we have been back maybe once or twice,
Drove through it, haven't we?
drove through it, we've never actually walked it. We've never walked the streets and paths that we used to walk years ago. So that's going to be quite strange, and even maybe stand down in the flat where we used to live, maybe go on the balcony there and stand there and have a little look. So it's going to be very strange. And I wonder if we'll bump into anyone who we used to know.
I should think that a lot of them have gone, haven't they?
Well, that's the thing, you see. We was in our 20s, teens and 20s back then, and they'll all be in their bleating 60s now.
They've either gone to heaven
Yeah, or gone inside.
or moved away.
Or moved away. A lot of people, I think, did move away actually,
Well, yeah.
like we did. So, yeah, but I'm sure there's still a few people around there, but
Imagine there could be some who've gone to hell.
who knows? Yeah, but lucky enough, it's a lovely day for it.
It is.
So we're just going to enjoy our coffee now.
Found the toilet.
In actual fact,
empty.
it's not a bad coffee, Sharon.
No. It is a machine.
How much was it? Go on, tell us.
£5 something for the two.
£2.50 each. That's not too bad, is it? Seeing as the cost of coffee is about £3.50, I think, £3.70, something like that.
But you can actually scan the barcode on his seat and they bring it to you.
Yeah.
But he was right next to the toilet,
Yeah,
so
there
I
you
got
go.
them.
Look, just scan that and I'll bring it to you.
I have done that before, haven't we? We've done that.
But this isn't the first class carriage, is it?
No.
First class, you get a bit of a table with you, although we've got these little platforms there on the back of the seats and all that. They're all right.
Oh, you've still got plenty of room, haven't you?
But how
You've got more.
much do these tickets cost, just to give them some sort of idea?
Look, in all there and back, it comes to £69. In fact, I'll
For the pair of us.
Yeah, hang on, I'll just have a look if it says it on there, on the actual individual ticket.
But how much would first class would have been?
Silly amount, it was like 200.
Oh, that's ridiculous. So we normally plan this thing well in advance, but we
Oh,
haven't
here,
done it this time.
£18.50 this ticket. So this going in is £18.
18, that's not too bad, is it?
You couldn't get a cab for that, could
So
you?
that's 36 quid, 37 quid each way. Yeah, it's great, it's not too bad, is it?
Let's see what it is coming back.
I'm not interested, Sharon.
Well, they might be.
Yeah, but it's going to be the same price, isn't it?
No, it's not, because coming back on the Hull train.
Hull.
Hull. It's
This is it.
£15.30, so it's not the same.
I'm not going to argue over a couple of quid, Sharon.
No, I'm just saying. But see, when I do it, I always look for the cheapest trains.
But we normally like the first class.
I do. I don't mind treating us to that, but not a £200, no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, see you at the other end. to King's Cross. She's been to the toilet twice. I've had one go. She wants to go again.
I've got to make sure, because we're going on the tube.
You're going to make sure, baby. You're on the train. You've been on the train for the last hour.
Public toilets where we used to live, apparently it's been knocked down.
Oh, is it?
It's now vets, so that's why I'm making
Oh, is it really?
sure. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I've done my research.
What? About public toilets?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think the last time we come down here, that building there, Sharon, we're just pulling into King's Cross now. That wasn't built, was it?
No, it was being built. It was like all scaffolding.
So this is
I
it.
don't know what it is though.
This is it.
Please tell
Welcome
us if you know.
to London King's Cross. Happy days. I don't think it's going to be too mad. The time now is 11:25. I think we've got to be on the train about 6:30 tonight, haven't we?
7 on it.
Something like that.
Yeah,
6:40, something like that. But it's a little bit pushed today, folks, because ideally I would have liked to have stayed down overnight, but we couldn't do that because
It's a certain little man's birthday.
tomorrow is baby Charlie's birthday, 1 year old. So we're going to Tatchell Farm then. Anyway, let's get going.
Yeah, see which way to get off easiest.
Go on, baby. Back of your head. Oh, you've got lovely hair, baby.
Thanks, it's that
That's
shampoo.
that new shampoo, isn't it?
London King's Cross.
Here we go.
Where we finish our journey today.
She's finished for the day.
And it's the start of our Sharon,
Yeah.
isn't it?
If you enjoyed your journey or
Yes, we did. Nice cup of tea, 3 toilets, happy days.
Got my money's worth.
Of course you have.
follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Why would you want to follow him on Twitter or Facebook? Hey, why would you want to
Updates.
follow?
Updates.
Ah, okay, fair point.
But I've got the app and
Well,
it gives you live updates.
You do follow him then?
I do, yeah.
Of course you do.
I get 2% back of cash when you buy tickets through.
Is that 2% I'll ever see?
No, it just goes towards the journeys,
Of
doesn't
course
it?
it does.
I let it build up.
Of course you do. Off you go, baby.
I'm going.
Minor step. Oh, well, here we
Oh,
are.
we've never been under this bit before.
No, we haven't, have we?
No, this is new.
We're normally out in the open, aren't we?
Yeah.
Where's platform 12 and 3/4? No, 9 and 3/4, isn't it?
We're taking it 'cause it's on the way to the toilets.
Oh, here we go. She does a landmark by the toilets, folks.
Yeah, that's where we usually
How many
come out.
people have travelled this station over the years, Sharon?
Thousands, millions.
How many
trillions.
people has these arches and ambience seen? And also the different types of train.
But as I'm walking out, I see another new building straight in front being built.
Yeah.
That wasn't there last time we was
It's
here.
amazing how they find places to build new buildings. It's getting more like blinking New York City every time we come down here, isn't it? Right, we're in the main part of King's Cross now. Just look at the amount of people here, folks. Look.
Amazing.
Absolutely
It's
cram-packed.
like an airport, isn't it?
Everyone looking for their train on the board up there, look. And all you're looking for is a toilet.
Well, there's one upstairs, but I can see from down here there's a big queue, so I'll go to the one down here.
Absolutely. We vlogged that, haven't we, that place in there, that
You
Leon
didn't like
place.
that, did you?
Wasn't a very nice burger,
When
unfortunately.
I go home, I'm mostly going to be getting a wasabi up there.
Yeah, up there, there's a wasabi sushi. No, well, it's not sushi, is it?
Always hot. Yeah, it's always hot and tasty. I have the noodles, don't I?
Yeah. Quite dear. I think it's £8 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
But it's a hot meal and it fills you.
You can get the same one. Is it for £6, isn't it?
Yeah, in Tesco's.
Tesco's, the same
It's
meal.
hot.
Of course it is.
Now we're coming up to Harry Potter.
Yeah, coming right down the end here. This is where all the tourists come.
Look, there's a massive queue already.
I know there is.
Just to run up to the wall.
I know. We'll show them in a second, shall we?
Well, I'll go onto the toilet while you show them.
Yeah. This queue in front of us, all it is a trolley. Looks like it's going through a wall and they take a picture. I don't know how much they charge for it. Go on, you go to the toilet.
I'm gonna.
So this is the Harry Potter.
Sorry, mate. You can't stand here. I don't love you to stand here.
Oh, okay. Just going to film that.
Over there.
Oh, okay. You can't stand behind that line. Look at that, look. Don't know why. So that's what you do there. Look, platform 9 and 3/4. All this queue of people there. That is for them to take a picture. I don't know how much they charge actually, but don't cross the line. And it's great. It's his job there to stand there and tell people not to cross the line. Look, unbelievable, isn't it? Look, I'm crossing it. Look, he's doing it again. Look. I'm looking for the price. I can't see what the price is. I suppose you get told that once you get to the front of the queue. Amazing, isn't it? And that's actually not where 9 3/4 actually was. What?
I'll go to the upstairs toilet. The queue's right back there.
Oh, is it? It's absolutely madness here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back home, shall?
See, that's the thing. We're not used to crowds anymore, are we?
I know. Go on, off you go then. I'll wait here.
Going up there.
Toilet stop done?
Done.
Right, so here we are outside the front of King's Cross, and we've got to go from here down into the underground now so we can get a train to Putney. But that building there, that wasn't there before, was it?
No,
Look.
that's what I said. We was in that thing. That's new.
Yeah, it's just the amount of people swanning about, Sharon.
They all walk in front of you. I sometimes think I'm invisible, the amount of people that walk in front of me.
One thing I've noticed is that no one avoids you. They just walk out in front of you.
Yeah.
There's no sort of common sense anymore. And if I remember rightly, last time we was here, there was all stands here, weren't they?
Street market,
Street market or whatever.
yeah.
Where are we going?
Down.
Oh, down here.
Oh, yeah, look, when was this thingy?
King's Cross Station, what?
Was opened in 1852.
1852.
I've never seen that. The times we've been here, I've never seen that blue
The
plaque.
amount of blue plaques there'll be around here, Sharon,
Yeah.
anyway.
Not in Roehampton.
Maybe, maybe one day. No, there is. There's one outside Manresa College, I think, which we're going to walk past. There will be a blue plaque. I wonder if there'll ever be a blue plaque with mine and your name on it, Sharon. Who knows? Right, let's get our train then to
We've got
Putney.
to go do our Oyster cards,
Oh yeah, we've got to load them up first.
which is down this way, if I remember right.
Yep, you've got to, right, here's our Oyster card. Look, folks, touch that first. Then it tells
Oh,
you how
I've
much
got
you've got on it.
£13.
I've got £4.10 on it. 20 quid should be enough, shouldn't it? So touch that. Do you need a receipt? Yes. And all you do then is
Tap your card.
tap your card on it. Well, I've got my phone, so right, I've got Google Wallet, so just do that. Once you've done that, it's been authorised, and then you touch the reader again, and that should have loaded my card up now. I've got 24 quid on there. Look at that. Look. Happy days. Get your receipt. That's your receipt. Right, so we've got 24 quid on there now for me. And that just saves time, and every time you go into a station
Or on a bus.
or on a bus, just present that and happy days, you're in. Right, yeah, let's go and have a look at the board to see what train we need to get onto. We normally have to change it
Earls Court, look.
Change it Earls Court, so we
Putney
want,
Bridge
what's the green line
is
there?
Putney. Well, that's up
That's the
thingy,
district
isn't it?
line.
Yeah. So we've got to go to the tube to Earls Court, and then we get the district
Where's
line.
Piccadilly line, shall?
Yeah. So Earls Court,
Earls
then
Court,
get the district line.
and then the district line. Off we go.
In fact, I could have done it on my phone.
What?
Brought it up on
Yeah,
my
you
phone.
normally
yeah.
do. That's what I mean. We don't normally look at boards. You normally get it on your phone. She normally has the app. She has her phone out, and then she normally
Yeah, but
tells
I
us.
thought it was straight to Earls Court and Earls Court to
Yeah,
Putney,
well, it's
because
Piccadilly
we've done
line.
it before,
Shout,
haven't
we ain't done it for a long, long time, have we?
That comes straight in my head, and it things come back to you.
Yeah, we'll get there, baby. Let's hope we remember where we live, Sharon.
I'll never forget that.
Piccadilly line. There we go, folks. Do not cross the line. That middle rail and the far one are live. So this is one of the deepest stations, I think, in in the underground. Yeah, you imagine how many feet we are below the surface now. We've come down 2 lots of escalators.
And we still breathe.
We can still breathe, yeah. But you imagine all the graves and all that they've had to dig out here over the years, like to rebury them elsewhere or whatever. They reckon the underground is probably one of the most haunted places, Sharon,
I bet it is a lot.
isn't it?
If it could talk, if these walls could talk.
I think it's coming from that way. Here it comes. "9 a.m. on a New York subway." Who sang that? I can't remember. Go on, get in there, baby. We're right at the end, virtually. In we get. Hey, up to there.
Circle lines and national and international rail services. This is a Piccadilly line service to
Hey?
Oxbridge.
I see you then, shall I? I sit opposite you.
What's this?
What's that then?
And one spike.
Oh, that's a priority seat, isn't it?
Also,
Hey? Well, I'm a pensioner, anyway. we? Westbound or eastbound? Putney? Westbound. Westbound then, yeah. There we go. There we go. You alright, baby?
No, I feel sick.
Feel sick. That underground, I tell you what they don't tell you, how noisy. Yeah. The screeching noise, I didn't catch it on camera for you folks, but the underground trains are really, really noisy. But we've got to get a train now, the Wimbledon train, which is 8 minutes away, and get off at Putney Station, isn't it? Putney Bridge Station?
Yeah, Putney Bridge.
Yeah. There's a noise, shout. Can you hear that? No, it's not, but it was like that, the one on the underground, wasn't it? That's a noise, isn't it? Here we go. Where is she? We haven't been here for a while, have we?
Long time.
Long time.
What's that coming around?
Don't know. Just a straightforward bus now to Roehampton, folks. What's it? Oh, the 85, Sharon, down there, look. We get the 85.
Does that go to the Hampton still? It might
Of course
not.
it will do.
Oh, I don't
Thinking
know.
hell.
They've changed everything.
Of course it will. That's 74, ain't? Well, probably ain't. 270 does as well, if I remember rightly.
85.
There you go. There's an 85 now. Look at that. Look. It was meant to be, Sharon.
Banbury Avenue, yeah.
Coming in. Let's get on the old 85 bus.
That was the other one, 265.
265, yeah. I've done a scene from Minder on these steps here, if I remember rightly, just out the front here, which is now a Premier Inn by the looks of it. Look.
Yeah.
There we
It's been
go.
a Premier Inn for a long time.
Well, I did look for a Premier Inn, but as I say, because we can't stay here overnight, we've had to abort mission on that. Just going over Putney Bridge now. Again, Putney used to be the one of the places we used to go to visit for shopping.
They had the boat race on
The boat
weekend.
race, everyone used to stand on the bridge along here on the boat race. And
That
watch
was on this weekend, that was.
Oh, was it?
Just gone, yeah.
Done a lot of filming down there as well for Minder. And this is where back in 1977 maybe?
I watched ABBA there.
And I watched it there. I think I watched it about 10 times there actually, all them years ago.
But I watched Grease in Kingston.
Yeah. That bloke there with the rucksack, he just spat out some mouthwash into that arrangement over there. And what else did he do,
He
Shell?
just pulled a flower out and stuck it in his rucksack.
Put it in his bag, didn't he?
Yeah.
What's that all about? Strange. We just noticed that most of the shops down here are food shops, Sharon.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. And just over here, there used to be millets, remember that?
Yeah. Oh, I should do. I worked there.
That's what I'm saying, you used to work there. And I used to pick her up on my 350LC Yamaha many years ago. That's probably 1982.
Saturday.
So we thought we'd stop off at Putney Vale Cemetery. This is where my mum and dad and Sharon's mum and dad and a few of our other relatives have been laid to rest. And yeah, we're just having a look at the old graves and all that. 1975 my nan died. That was up there. We've just been up to see that one. There we go. My dad passed away on the 10th of April 1992. And my mum, who lived with us, 29th of May 2014. And it's just strange how time flies. 2014. This year, well, within a month, she's been gone 11 years. And them years are just flying by. So we're just going to see
That one's not working, the water.
Sharon's mum and dad now. Again, it's not a far walk. We're not going to show you loads of stuff here, folks. Just showing you that we're paying our respects here to our families. Just something you've got to do. We don't come down here obviously all that often, so just something we've got to do. So just a little bit further on is where Sharon's mum and dad are. So it's literally not too far from where we are. Sharon's dad, Gerald, he went in 1996, age 69. And her mum was in the year 2000. In fact, that was the year we moved up to Woodall Spa, wasn't it?
It was.
That was, let's say, 25 years ago. It's funny how time flies.
I was going to water it, but there's no watering things there.
No. It looks like your brother's been up. 'Cause
Yes, he said he put it, but he thought the frost would have killed it, but they haven't.
No, he's done well there. But he's here every year. He always
comes in
tends to.
birthdays, yeah.
So I've just been doing a bit of digging on my granddad's plot, and I've got all dirt on my hands, but I'm just going to have to wash my hands now. And then we can continue our trip to main Roehampton, and let's show you a bit of our history. So come and join us there, folks. We'll show you what we know of the area now and how it sort of changed. And talking to a lady on the bus there, I think you saw her there. But she's the same age bracket. She's said she's been here all these years. She's 64 years old. She's lived here. She said she never got around to moving away. And yeah, we said we did 25 years ago. Right, let's get on with it then. And whilst we're in here, we'd just like to pay our respects to some good friends we had back in the early 80s, Sue and Martin. We're at her daughter, Samantha.
Triplets, isn't she?
Let's have a look. There you go. Long time ago, but we haven't forgotten. There you go, Sue. Just to show you that we've popped down here and said hello and hi. And Martin, yeah, well, I know that, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, one thing you get from cemeteries is tranquility.
Yeah.
Very, very peaceful places. And I know on a lot of graves it says rest in peace, but I've always thought you should say live in peace, like, you know, not on the gravestones, but yeah, but people should live in peace as well. That's what we should be saying while we're all alive, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Live in peace. The old garden of remembrance over here. This is where you put your ashes and all that up there. You can have a quick look up here, I suppose. Yeah, I think you had placards. I don't think the ashes are in there. I'm not too sure. I don't know.
Gary's saying that's your wallpaper, Mum. I know what he's saying now.
Yeah, but that's a nice scene, isn't it? There, look, like a meadow.
Yeah, wild, isn't it?
Over there, look, all that bluebells still in bloom there, and all the way through here you've got people's remembrance plaques and that. I think you might have to have them behind there, Shell. I think these actually might be there.
I think you can sprinkle them as
Yeah,
well.
you can. I'm just saying, but I think these are places where they keep the ashes as well along there.
Wow.
It's a lovely little quiet area. I remember coming in here, like I say, back in the 70s and 80s and that, and remembering then how tranquil it is, and it hasn't lost that tranquility.
No, that A3's right next door. It sort
Yeah.
of doesn't disturb.
Yeah, I think there we go. Look, I'm sure you did have. You can put your ashes in there, if I remember rightly. Right. Okay then. Let's get back to main Roehampton and tell where our story began. Right, so we've just come under the underpass and we're now on Alton Road, which is a road that's massively changed actually. I'll just spin you around and show you. Those of you who live here obviously will know. But that over there, Sharon, used to be Pocklington Court, which was a low level, like an old people's home, wasn't
It's
it?
home for the blind, wasn't it? I'm sure it was for blind people.
Yeah, but look at that, it's been totally built up.
Well, knocked down and rebuilt.
Knocked down and rebuilt, yeah. And a bit further up here, just on the right hand side, when I moved to Roehampton back in 1974, this was a school I went to. It's my junior school, and it was called, I think it still is called, Heathmere. So let's have a quick look at that. So we just noticed here, coming a little bit further up, it's actually still called Pocklington Court. We just seen it, haven't we?
Yeah, but the point blocks, they're called something else. That's called Alder House. I can see over there on it.
Yeah, but this here, this is new.
Yeah.
This was never here before.
I'm trying to think what was there.
I can't think what was there. Was it the, the
Caretaker's
house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the caretaker's cottage for the school, if I remember rightly. Wow, look how that's all changed. They've got
It's flats.
how many flats are there? 1, 2, 3,
2, 6.
4, 5, 6 flats, is it? Look like 3 or 4 story, isn't it, by the looks of it? And this is it. This is Heathmere Junior Mixed School as it was back then.
No, you didn't have all this cage round it.
No, and back there, that classroom there at the bottom there, that was my class, and I forget the name of it now, but the teacher was Miss Fraser. Any of you who was about mid-70s, about 1975 to 76, something like that, Miss Fraser was my teacher, and she used to get blackboard rubber, or chalkboard rubber if you want to call it that, and someone was talking in the class, she used to throw it across the class and say, "You silly jackass." She used to call us a silly jackass. Lucky enough I never got hit with it, but yeah. And I think there was another teacher there called Mr. Pollard, if I remember rightly. You might remember him. I can't remember any of the other teachers' names, but those were the main two I remember. But yeah, never had none of these barriers here back then. This was all just open grass area.
A wall there. I thought there was
I think there was a little wall along here, Sharon.
Yeah.
You're right. I think there was a little wall along there. But yeah, that's Heathmere School, where I used to go all them years ago, back in the mid-70s. You didn't go here. Where did you go?
I went to Sacred Heart.
That was down Roehampton Lane, wasn't
Yeah.
it? There we go. Still Heathmere Primary School. And that used to be the main entrance going in sort of thing. But look at it there, it's like Fort Knox, Sharon.
I went to Brownies in there though. I did go to
Did you?
Brownies in there, yeah.
I never did. Oh well, just turn around the corner.
Where's that water tower? I always used to think it was like Cat Weasel's house. It
I
used
know,
to be round
yeah, that'd
here.
probably
It
be-
used to be.
Just
Didn't
there,
it?
it used to be a big water tank here, yeah. I think it was to do with the school. It's totally gone now.
Ah.
But that used to be the water tank for the school. That was around here somewhere,
It
wasn't
was
it?
back here, wasn't
There's
it?
a chimney there. I don't know what that chimney was back there, but yeah, it used
This
to be like a
wasn't
big,
here, this car park.
big water tank. And this hill we're coming round to now, which is again Alton Road, back in the 70s, mid 70s, used to get, well, this was just before the skateboards took off. Used to have a Jacko roller skate and put your album on there, your Beano album or whatever, and we used to roll all the way down this hill here. Look, Alton Road. Come on that pavement there, straight across that road, straight down to there, on a book and skate they used to call it. That used to be one of the assembly halls in there, if I
That
remember
wasn't
rightly.
supposed to be Brownies in there.
Yeah, a long time ago. This is when you used to play out as kids and go out, especially in the 6 weeks holiday.
Yeah, when you think it's half term now, there's no one.
There's no
Not a
one out.
child about.
In the 6 weeks holidays, or half term, anything like that, out at sort of 9 o'clock in the morning and didn't come in until it was dark. Used to be out on my Tomahawk first, then me rally chopper when I got hold of that.
Well, you should have brought it down, you could have gone round
I
on
could have
it.
gone round on it, yeah. I'll show you a couple of other things we used to do as well when we get just a little bit further up here where the bus stop is. Well, I've never seen that done before, Sharon. Look, put a sign on the bleeding branches of a tree. Something about parking suspension or whatever, I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there we go. And that's the block up there, Ibsley Gardens, where I lived in 1974. I'll show you
I
that.
think when we was younger, the grass was never overgrown. It was always
No, I know.
cut.
I'm just looking at the grass now. All this grass here. We used to have a caretaker, which I'll show you his house in a minute. His name was Vic Stedman.
That way, you going to go through?
No, I want to show the conker
All
trees
right.
first, yeah? Because I want to show you the trees I used to climb as a kid. All of us, definitely around autumn time. And I'll show you the actual trees we used to climb right to the top of. In fact, we're standing underneath them now. These trees here, we used to climb up. And how we used to do it, let me just show you. This one here, definitely. Now you look right up there. I used to go right to the top of that tree, up them branches there. And we used to shake the conkers all down off of the trees. And to get up there, we used to bear hug the tree like this. And I can't even do it now. And we used to sort of go up and put your knees around it and literally climb the tree to that big branch up there. And then obviously it was quite easy once you got up there. But yeah, these are the actual trees I used to climb as a kid. Bear hug them, get yourself up there. That one was a bit more tricky. Look, if you look at that one, because the main branch don't start till up there.
Well, it stands for growing now, isn't it, in 25?
Eh?
Well, it's-
I don't know. I
years?
think no, it's not much width on them basically.
I think
25
that's
years, yeah.
Well,
I've
it's
done a
more
lot more growing
actually-
outwards.
No, it's more than 25 years. That's how long we've been gone.
Of course, it's about
Yeah.
40 years,
Exactly.
45 years ago. That was
Yeah, exactly.
45 years ago. If we could time travel back to 1975, no, 50 years ago.
There you go.
50 years ago, I was climbing that tree. If I could take myself back and see me do that now, you couldn't do it now. No one would climb that because they would report you. But
Yeah.
that's what we used to do. People used to walk past and wait at that bus stop there. It's a different world back then.
Then you'd lob the conkers at their heads.
Eh?
Then you'd lob the conkers
No,
at
they
their
were
heads.
too precious, Sharon. They were too precious. Right, so this was all where I used to play about and hang about with. And coming round here, I'll show you where Sharon used to live in a minute. And as I say, I didn't know nothing from 75 up to 81. Our paths never crossed because she lived in a different block, but the next block's down, which I'll show you in a minute. So this is Ibsley Gardens, just here. And when we first moved here from Brixton, I say back in 1974, we moved in to up the staircase. I'm going to show you because I think I'm going to actually go up there. We moved into the second one up there, and that's where my mum and dad lived until my dad died, obviously. And in the year 2000, my mum came with us to move into Woodall Spa.
I'm not going up there. You've
Eh?
seen a state.
Yeah,
of
I'm
it?
going up there,
Christ,
Chef.
Look at it.
Come on, baby. But yeah, oh God, look at this, look.
Christ
Oh
almighty.
dear. Come on, let's go up these staircases. I can't remember the last time I've been up these staircases, all them years ago. You used to press that and the caretaker would answer, and the caretaker used to live in the first house there. Vic Stebbin, you remember him?
That's right, yeah.
So let's take a walk up these stairs, which I haven't been up for in years. Go on, up you go, baby.
Ooh.
Wow.
They stink.
There's a blast from the past coming up here.
See, this never used to be here, did it?
No, the glass windows never used to be there. These used to have a metal railing halfway up.
When they put the new windows in, they did put these in, didn't they? But it used to be a railing.
That down there was Vic's garden, the caretaker, who used to look after everything. So let's go up to the top. And you know when you used to go conquering, what I was telling you about? Shell?
Yeah.
We used to bring the box of conkers back, and then here, we used to go like that. I can't do it now. Climb up the wall. Oh, sorry, this way round. Do that, work our way up the wall, grab hold of that lip up there. That bar weren't there, none of that was up there. Pull ourselves up, go up there, and that's where we used to ride the conkers up the top there, on that platform up there. That's what we used to do. Right, coming round here now. Wow. My mate used to live there, Robert Fitzpatrick. Further down there on the right hand side was our other friend Tina Filoni. Remember Tina?
Of course I remember Tina.
And then here you had the Brownings used to live in that house, that one there. Coming along here. This is 34. This is where my mum and dad used to live.
This is really still the same front door, looking at it.
And they used to stand here, me and you,
Yeah.
in 1981 when we first was going out as boyfriend and girlfriend. Used to lay down there on that green, my RD 250 I think it was back then, and we used to just lay there, didn't we?
We did all day long.
All day long, literally.
And night time to the
kissing,
evening.
wasn't it? So that was it, folks. You had the butchers who lived in that one, next door to that one. John,
And Annette down the very end, and the Pierces.
your friend Annette used to live down the end there. Wow, I
Oh,
must
and
say,
Valerie, wasn't it Valerie
it
DeGale?
seems strange coming back here, Shell. So coming over here, that block over there, just through there, folks. In fact, that upper level one there, that's where Sharon used to live. But because that wasn't in this group of blocks here, we never sort of
No.
knew each other until 1981 when I used to go around the block on my RD 250, the blue one,
That's it.
and she was out on another grass lawn which is round the corner, which is where we're going to go now, and I'll show you the exact place where we became boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's get downstairs. So just come out of our block there. This used to be another part of the green we used to play on. Now this, back in the mid 70s, I can't remember when it was. You probably remember, some of you folks, that Evel Knievel come to Wembley to jump 13 double-decker buses, and it was unheard of before that an American star like that to come to England, let alone Wembley, and he didn't quite do it. But afterwards, that's when I had my Tomahawk first of all, and all along here, you can see that sheds there. There used to be more sheds along here, and that's where I used to keep my bike, my Tomahawk, and we used to start here. This is an old people's home, I think it still is now, I'm not too sure. We used to ride down here on the Tomahawk, all the way down there. These are old people's houses round here, by the way, and I think they probably still are. And there used to be a bench here, just here, where everyone used to sit. The ramps used to be here. This was just a grass area then. And the ramps then, we come belting down there on the Tomahawks, onto the grass, jump people laying down on the grass, and then do a skid at the end there and turn around and go and do it all again. And that was all them years ago. Eh?
Naughty boy.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever done a disco in there, Sharon. I can't remember.
Mum's done the jumble sale in
Yeah,
there.
they used to do stuff in there for the old people
Yeah.
and that. And that's the Manresa Club Room, which is the old people's home, basically. So there's some of the old writing on the wall there. Look, from what I used to see years ago. This is from way back. It's all faded now, but all the writing people used to write on this wall back then. But it's still there now, after all them years. 40 odd years, 45 years ago, Sharon.
There you go.
Right, let's go and have a look where we met.
Okay.
So my mum and dad's flat's that one there, or masonette rather, and coming up here, where we used to drive our bikes, always out over the back there. They had an adventure playground. We always used to be there, and just on the corner here was another grass verge which other kids used to hang about on, and there used to be a bench on the corner and a telephone box. The bench used to be on the corner here, just here. Telephone box used to be there, and I used to, obviously that's where we used to play. Well, not play, that's where we used to hang about with my mates and all that, play football on that grass. And then I come around here on my bike once.
There's Sue Lane now. I'm going to go and say hello.
Who's Sue Lane?
Sue, there.
That was a woman Sharon recognised, which we haven't seen for many, many years as well. Anyway, getting back to it, yeah. So I drove out here one day, come round here, see some mates or people playing football out here, and I pulled up onto this bench here, and have a guess who was out here on the grass? Who?
Sitting there on the bench.
No, you was actually playing about here, I think, if I remember
right. I can't remember. I know I used to sit on the bench a lot.
And then, of course, I thought, hello, she's a bit of all right. It was me on the bike, and I found out, as I say, 1981. It was probably about June 81, wasn't it? It was a few months before your birthday, which is August. And anyway, cut a long story short, I used to nod to her going to work and all that when I was on my bike going to work. She used to be still at school then. I was 16 or 17. 17, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And you were just about to turn 16, weren't you?
So I was.
And anyway, that was when she became my girlfriend.
Yeah.
All them years ago, 81, 44 years ago, that was. And this is where we've met, right on this corner here.
Mind that poo?
Mind that poo, you never used to say that then, Sharon. But she used to live, as I say, if we just walk on a bit further, Sharon used to live, again...
Oh, the trees are blocking it.
On this square, this block of blocks here. And I used to park my bike, me RD, down this corridor, and my mate, Timmy Bundy, if I used to hang about with, he lived in, I say he lived just here, and I used to park my bike in his garden. He lived in, I think it was this one here. Yeah, wow, that's all changed, yeah. I used to park my RD in that garden there. And Sharon used to live just up there, the second one in at the top there. Just up there, that one there. And her bedroom was that little bedroom up there, that one there, Sharon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And when we was together, well, I think from that day onwards, we were never apart, was we?
No.
But
that was it.
You always used to look across, and I used to look across after I'd say to her, I'd always walk her home and then like, go back that way, basically.
And I'd run upstairs and waved to him when he got on his front door.
There you go. So that's where we met, and that was, as I say, all them years ago. But the buildings still look the same. Yeah. But it's just a totally different ambience now. Yeah. But I'm not saying it's for the worst, but it's just
never used to, it was spotless.
It's sort of, everything's overgrown.
Yeah, look at this. This was never like that, was it?
Yeah, I mean, all this is all grown up. It was never all none of this was all there.
No.
How it's all changed. Anyway, let's take a walk down the village.
Yeah, see what's different down the village.
And I'll show you where they filmed the first Minder, which was gunfight at the OK Laundrette. Right, just come down a little bit further now, folks. And when I had a couple of RDs. I also had a white RD 250F as well, which I converted to a 350. And my mate used to live in that house there, Peter Watts, I think his name was. Yeah. He bought me RD 350 converted, RD 250 air-cooled there. So this was all Manor College, which is well haunted. All these buildings weren't here.
No, that used to be the caretaker's house there, didn't it?
Yeah, that's all been rebuilt on.
Don't they have caretakers no more then?
Obviously not, no, it's all done by contractors now, isn't it?
I suppose so, yeah.
But coming down here, this was the local shops down here.
That's the boys' club there, wasn't it? The boys' club.
The Roehampton Boys' Club is where I used to play football for.
I used to play tennis in the tennis court with Valerie. Yeah. We used to go down there.
Yeah. Used to have weekly practice down here in the halls, and every Saturday we used to go down to a place called Richards and Evans, which is past the cemetery, where we was earlier on.
There's the church where we got married.
Yeah, we can see that in a minute, shall we?
Yeah.
And that used to be the Roehampton Boys Club where we used to play football for. Obviously not there anymore.
Oh, I never thought that would close up.
My mate, another one of my mates.
Oh yeah.
In fact, back in 1981, he got the first RD 350 LC around here when I had my blue RD, and his name was Les Gardner. And everyone thought, he's got one of them new LCs. But little did he know that my RD, blue RD, had been converted to 350 and it had race barrels on it, and it also had expansion chambers. And we never met until once we was on that Roehampton lane going down past the cemetery, and those were the times you used to just blast down there. And I see him try to open it up. I was behind him at the traffic lights. I was equal to him at the traffic lights, just sitting there. And I had the old tinted visor on my blue RD, and he was sitting there, and he knew who I was, but we didn't know each other then. Anyway, he pulled away and went front of the cemetery, carried on straight down till we got onto the what is it? The A3, isn't it? The A3. And then I followed him, he accelerated, then I see the old blue smoke coming out of his exhaust pipes, knowing he was giving it some. Of course, I opened up my RD air-cooled, and he looked behind me. We got to about 100, about 102, something like that, just over the 100. And I was on his tail. And then I throttled it, because the gearing had been changed and all that, everything. And I overtook him. And then it seized up down Tolworth, going down the underpass. Cut a long story short, I found out afterwards that one of my air intake hoses from my carburettor had a big slice in it. Anyway, so that was that. But after that, I got to know him. And he said, I thought that weren't a standard 250. He said, you overtook me, how'd you manage that? And I told him what it was. I said, but don't worry, it's a 250 now. And after that, I got my 350 LC, and then we used to hang about together. Used to go down Box Hill and all that, didn't we?
We did, yes.
And had some great times down there.
We Worthing, everything.
Down to Worthing, we used to go down to Heston Services after going for the Chelsea cruise the last Friday of every month. And what a life it was. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back down to the village and see what's changed. Oh, a bit further on, there used to be the co-op there, Sharon, didn't it?
Yeah.
And just at the end there used to be the co-op chemist, which was one of your first jobs.
That's it, that's where I worked from school.
And I remember once the chap who was the main chemist in there, he upset you and you come home crying one day, remember that?
Yeah.
And anyway, cut a long story short, I said, I ain't having that. And I marched in there, I went behind the counter, and I said, you talk to my girlfriend like that? I said, oh, bloody have you? And all that. I threatened him, basically. You can't do that now, obviously, but that was just a sign of the times. And yeah, you still had your job after that, but he was a lot nicer to you after that, funny enough, wasn't he?
Yes.
I confronted him. So we just spin you around. You've got the King's Head pub over there, which I also done some discos in when I was doing discos. And down here was where we used to go to the main shops. Let's have a little walk down here, Sharon. I remember the hot summer of 1976. We used to come down here on our bikes, park our bikes out here, and then go in there. It used to be Martin's, the sweet
the post
shop.
office, wasn't it, at the back?
Go in there, get a jubbly, and also a bottle of Coke, which was a glass Coke back then. And then coming down here, this is where they...
that was a bank, wasn't it?
That was a bank now. I don't know what that is now. Coming down here, that's Roehampton Library over there. That's still a library by the looks of it. What was that there? Was
Coombs, Coombs the Bakers. And now it's
Oh,
Greg's.
that was Coombs, but it's now, Greg's the Bakers. And then coming
here's
down
the co-op.
Here, they've got a co-op there now. It's moved, isn't it? They've moved for here, obviously.
There used to be a butcher's along here, at Dewhurst.
Well, Dewhurst, I think, what one was it? Was it this one?
Could be. That's a fruit and veg shop,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that, I think it's about 1977 or 78. That used to be my Saturday job as a butcher's in there. And I must have been about 14 years old, something like that. And they used to give me all the crap jobs, gutting the chickens. Used to slip the chicken at the backside and pull all the intestines out and all that. Also clean all the meat trays in the out the back in the counter sort of thing. Scrub the block with a metal, the big wooden block. Used to have to scrub
Butcher's
that.
block.
Butcher's block, that was it. So there, that was that.
Must be balanced.
And then coming down here, in fact the laundrette's still there, Sharon. This is where they filmed the first...
Post office. Oh no, it is a laundrette.
Yeah, this is where they filmed the first Minder back in 1977 maybe, or 78, one of the two. It was called Gunfight at the OK Laundrette.
You see what I did there? Check out. You know what's there. Let's go.
And that one there is still a laundrette, as you can see.
Oh my God, it looks like it's still the same machines.
Yeah, it's still
It does, doesn't it? Let's go and look in the window. I think it is.
It's very similar, isn't it?
Remember them being there?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
But I remember they shut this road down, and they said to all the kids, I think it was here, they had a clown playing, and all the kids, local kids, they said, oh, come around and just like clap
I was
and all
down
that.
here then as well.
Yeah, but we weren't in the group.
No.
Some of the local kids obviously got in the scene. Watch it, the gun for. Oh, we're not in there. We didn't get in there, but it was shut to last thing at night as well because they'd done all the filming. They put a temporary telephone box over there, just over there. You had Arthur Daly, you had Terry McCann here, and obviously who else was acting there. But coming another programme. This is the library. Coming around the back here, Sharon. There's a road that spirals all the way around the back there, like to a car park. You see the curved wall there. That was one of the sequences that they filmed in the Sweeney. So they've done the Sweeney here as well. But back in the 70s, the place we all wanted to be was in there.
Yeah, but that used to be a toy shop.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a fish and chip shop. It used to be the toy shop.
But then it went to a fish and chip shop, and I think it looks still the same, doesn't it?
It looks the same sort of place, doesn't it?
Yeah, they've turned the counter around. It was around the other way.
But we used to go down there and get our pea shooters. You used to buy a bag of peas, get our pea shooters. Was there a pet shop up the village, wasn't there? Up the high street?
Yes, there was.
Used to be a pet shop up the high street. You used to buy a bag of peas and then get your pea shooter from there and then go around blinking shooting each other with them. But we said, oh, no headshots. Of course, we always used to go for the heads and the eyes and all that. And that was it. So this is the edge of, or the start of Danebury Avenue. And back in 1985, once we got married, we got married in 84 in that church just over the top there, which was St Joseph's.
Yeah.
We then bought a property, one of these masonettes, very much like my mum and dad had, but right down the other end of Danebury
I think
Avenue.
we've shown that in another video, haven't we? We've drove round.
I can't remember.
Yeah, we have done. We've drove round here before.
But that's where we live, right down the bottom there. And that was our first Sherfield Gardens. Gary and Tracy went to school right down the bottom there, Sharon, didn't they?
Yeah, Sacred Heart. No, Sacred Heart. they went
Roehampton
to.
Gate.
Yeah, they didn't stay there long.
And then they went to Sacred Heart, which is on the Roehampton Lane. So yeah, this is where we lived since the 70s up to 2000, which then we moved to Lincolnshire. So it's just funny how all these, some of these are still the same, these shops, but a lot of it has changed
Let's
now.
go up the High Street. I've not been up
Yeah, let's go up the High Street. So there's the church we got married, wasn't it, Sharon?
Yeah.
Over there.
Oh, road rage.
That's the King's Head public house in front of us,
They built on that, haven't they?
which was one of the main pubs in the village back then. But what I will say is that, yeah, let's go. It's still got a village feel to it, Sharon.
Yeah.
It's not the village we know, obviously, because everything's different, but it's still got a village feel to it. It's one of the very small villages left in the country, I think.
Cool, the Angel's still there.
Yeah, that's one of the oldest pubs
That
as
used
well.
to be the old off licence there, didn't it? You guys?
Yeah, we used to, remember I was telling you about the Coca-Cola bottles? No, the Corona bottles, wasn't it? That's one of the places we used to buy them from, over there in the off licence. And I say, in there, in the King's Head there, I've done a few discos in there. And coming over there, you had the public toilets there. You had the fish and chip shop, Sharon, which was here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it there?
Yeah, it was.
And then this shop next to it used to be...
Kebab.
No,
Was.
the shoe shop.
where?
Falkirk's, wasn't it? The short shop. Because that was another place I worked, if I remember rightly. Repairing and fixing or pulling the heels off of shoes while the bloke used to repair them. And that was either that one there or that one there. Falkirk, I think his name was. I can't
thought
remember.
the fish shop and the kebab shop were next door to each other.
No, it wasn't. Way back in the 70s, Shad, it wasn't a kebab shop next to it. It was just a fish and chip shop. Then you had the cobblers or the shoe menders or whatever. The kebab shop came later.
Oh.
We're talking about back in the 70s and the early 80s. But this is
But that
Roehampton.
chemist has always been there.
Eh?
That chemist has always been there.
What's that placard up there? That green plaque. Look, that was never there before.
Where?
Up there. Private Reginald Albert Twyford.
13th Service Battalion, Wandsworth, East Surrey Regiment, volunteered at 14 years old, killed in action in France on the 8th of August 1916, age 15. Wow.
15 years old. I never remember. That plaque's pretty recent, I would have thought. I've never seen that. Well, 2011 it went up by the looks of it, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got a date on
2011.
it. This was one of the other places. I never used to drink in this place. The Angel, you find a lot of the older generation used to drink in there, the old Irishmen and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming up here, you got the sweet shop at the top there. Oh, that was the cafe over there, Sharon, the village cafe, wasn't it?
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah.
Was a hairdresser's once, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this is pretty much the same. They're all
Blimey,
new.
they were stables.
That was never there before. Angel
That was
Mews.
the stables, wasn't it?
Was it the stables?
Yeah, because I used to go and feed the horses up there.
Wow. So different. But as I say, it's still got that village feel about it. Everything seems closer in than what it used to back then. This used to be another. Was it White's, the sweet shop?
I think so. It was a
remember.
little shop, wasn't it? So a little back bit where you got the wooden steps.
Yeah.
This was a convent.
Was it?
Was, yeah. I'd done my communion in there, went there after my Holy Communion.
Unbelievable. So we're just going back down these steps here. Little cut through here. This takes us back to, well, opposite the church, Sharon.
Yeah.
There's more new builds, look. It's like every little place they can get a
lose
building.
their gardens,
Eh?
they'd lose their gardens and build a house there.
Yeah. Just round the corner, let's turn to the right here. We come down here. Just round the corner. That used to be a Barclays Bank, if I remember rightly, Sharon.
That's right.
And coming down here, this is, it still is it? I don't know. Oh no, it's all changed, look.
Huh?
That used to be the Montague Arms, where I used to be in there on the blinking lash all the time. And I've done loads of discos in there. It's one of the oldest places in the village, I remember, Sharon.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And I
They've still got the sign up, haven't they?
I remember one day.
Yeah, look, 1741.
Yeah, look, 1741. And that fountain there, obviously there's old pictures on the net where you can see this used to be the horse watering
That's
fountain.
got 1882 on it.
Yeah. But this here, I was in there having a drink one day, and at one day I see he walks in, Jimmy White, the snooker player. And they just want to go and be left on their own sort of thing. And then I was in there another day, and I think it was when he was quite ill. It's a bloke, those of you who are old enough will know, a bloke called Johnny Bindon. He was like a hard man. He did play a few TV roles, but he was a hard man. I think it was Fulham, maybe Hammersmith, I don't know. But I think he got cancer in his later life. Well, I say later life, he was quite young when he still died, but he walks in, as I say. But these sort of people commanded respect back then, but yeah, that was many years ago. Done many a disco in there. And
You couldn't do it now. You look a bit silly, wouldn't you? Straight up a disco.
spent a lot of money in there too, Sharon.
Yes, you have.
So I think it was 1981 when I had me fizzy. Yeah, early 1981. I didn't know Sharon then, but I come along here on my way to go to work, and I pulled along here on my fizzy. At this crossing, I stopped, waited for a little old lady to cross the road. Next thing I know, I'm on the bonnet of a car. I rolled in front of the car, and it was just going to go over my leg, and I just managed to push myself, and that all happened there. Shot me fizzy straight along. Anyway, I got up off the floor, went to take me out. I walked round to the car. It was a Mini. Walked round, and I was just about to go like that and hit the bloke. Someone grabbed my arm. Sitting over on the other side of the road was a police officer, or a couple of police officers in the car. They said, "Don't worry, son, we saw it all." And what it was basically, that bloke had come round this corner here, Shell.
Yeah.
Come round this corner here. As he went round the corner, you know the things that hang off your mirror, the internal mirror, your rear view mirror, something dropped on the floor, and he went down to pick it up. And of course, by the time he's come up, he went up and he smacked me right in the back of the bike, shot me bike 25 yards further up the road. And when they done the check on his car, he had no blinking brakes anyway. The brakes are blinking knackered on it. And I lost my fizzy. Well, I say I lost it. I bought it back off the insurance company for about 30 or 40 quid, and I sold it on to another mate. That's when I got my RD 250, the blue one. And that was right there, at that crossing there, all them years ago.
Many, many moves.
So we're now at the corner of Besborough Road, which was where our local doctors was, which was here, doctor's surgery. That used to be it. I think it's been built over now, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, because it wasn't nothing like that, was it?
No,
It was
of
like
course
an
it
old
wasn't.
house.
Yeah, and I remember being in the waiting room once, me and Sharon, and he come in, didn't he? Roy Kinnear, remember
Yeah.
Roy Kinnear? He come in, he went to sit down on the bench, like the bench seat, and because he was right on the end of the bench, he went down, the bench popped up, he went bright red, didn't he?
Yeah.
And who else used to live very near to here, which is just off of Putney Heath, I can't remember the name of the places now, was Doctor Who. Used to be the old Doctor Who, John Pertwee. I've seen him in there as well. way back when he was alive, obviously in the early 80s. So yeah, lots of famous people lived around Roehampton back then. And up the high street, where we were walking first of all, where the Montague Arms pub was, about halfway up there, in the little cottages, used to be an old actress, I don't know if anyone remember, Anna Dawson. She used to live in them little cottages up there. Used to see her about the village quite often. And turning the camera around now, what's the name of that hall again?
Well, it used to be Vesper Hall, but
Vesper Hall.
It's Alton Community Hall.
Yeah, well that is where we had our wedding reception up there. Just around the corner from the pub I used to do all my discos in back in the early to late 90s, up until we moved to Roehampton. We moved to Lincolnshire. Just up there, if I just pull back here, that hall up there, Besborough Hall, that's where we held our wedding reception in 1984, Sharon.
We did.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, there used to be a sweet shop there, didn't it? These have all changed.
Yeah, another sweet shop there.
Oh, it's all the butchers, look.
Yeah. And coming over here, wow, it has changed, Sharon, look.
Yes.
Over there, look. This over here, folks, used to be the pub, the Highwayman. Well, this was the car park to the Highwayman here, so this would have been the car parking area.
Really? Well, yeah,
And you used to go into the car park, and then there, walk into the front door over there, that was the Highwayman pub there. Wow, it's totally different.
This is called the Old Highwayman Place.
What's it called?
Old Highwayman Place.
Oh, is it? Wow, and that was it. I spent many a year in there. Well, not only drinking, but doing the entertainment there, the karaoke, the discos and all that.
Yeah, great fun. You ask my children, especially Tracy.
DJ Kramer there, bit of the old party mood there, bit of the old Chaz and Dave, I think. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I did try.
When I spoke in one of the previous vlogs about that, used to have an off licence on the side of it, and you used to go in there, take your Corona bottles in there, and next to that, which is about probably here somewhere, used to be the yard. We used to jump up on the wall, get the Corona bottles out of there, then go back into the actual off licence and sell them back to you and get sixpence.
I hope Sue's watching this.
Or
Sue, are you watching?
Was it 12 pence? I can't remember what it was, yeah. What would have been back then? That would have been the 70s. No, it would have been, well, not sixpence, that's going back too far, isn't it? It must have been about 10 pence, something like that. Or 12 and a half pence, something you used to get back on a bottle like that. And that's how we used to get our pocket money back then. But yeah, that was it. That was a Highwayman pub. Now defunct, gone. History, Sharon.
Gone.
Right, we're just going to have a final little walk around, folks, and we'll see you a bit later. So we're just walking back to where Sharon used to live. And that's where they used to do bonfires there, Sharon, wasn't it?
Bonfire night, yeah.
All them years ago. So we're just coming down these stairs now. I'll show you where Sharon used to live. Just coming down here. And my first introduction to the local fizzy kids was on this wall here. Sitting here, all the local fizzy lads used to come along, sit on this wall, park their fizzes here, and I used to sit here as well because they had fizzes. I was only about 13 years old, and just up there, and I never knew it, that's where Sharon used to live, just up there. Look.
There was his wife to be.
Eh?
There was your wife to be.
Yeah, who would have known? And in fact, where that bike's parked there, Sharon, you used to live at the second one at the top there, didn't you? Up there. And where that bike's parked, in fact, probably a little bit further up here, probably about here, there's a picture of you sitting on my 350LC.
That's in a skirt and high heels.
Back in 1982.
I wonder if Stella still lives
Oh, I doubt it, Sharon. That's where she was up there, Sharon, 23 Hersham Close.
Yeah.
You remember it?
Of course I remember.
Of course you do. And just over there, up there, is where I used to live with my mum and dad. There you go. So that's a bit of our history, folks, where we come from back in the 70s and 80s. Hope you've enjoyed that little walk around, and I hope if you do live locally, you've probably got you some memories of how things used to be back then. Yeah, so we're just having a little look around now, and I used to play football on the grass here. That tree was never that thick, and these roots were definitely not like that, because we used to have that tree and we used to put a jumper there as a goal post, and you can't dive between that now, look, but none of that playground was there. This was just a blinking a bare green, wasn't it? And that's where we used to lay down, just over there, baby, didn't we?
Well, it's all worn away, indent.
And you used to kiss me, baby. You used to lay on top of me. How we just used to cuddle and kiss all day, literally all day.
Nothing wrong with that. I used to enjoy it.
Of course
Still
you did,
do.
so do I. There you go. Ibsley Gardens. In that first bay over there, in that car park there, that's where I stripped down my Dolomite Sprint when it was white. Remember we bought the Dolomite Sprint?
Yeah.
Stripped it all down, sent it off to be resprayed. If I can find them pictures, I'll put it in now, folks. And then it come back and it was red, carmine red. I had it sprayed. And if I put the pictures in, I hope you like it, because I sold it about a few months after that to get married back in '84, Sharon, wasn't it?
Was it worth it?
Yeah, of course it was.
Kiss a
Babe.
kiss then.
But then I sold my LC to get
Car.
a car.
Was it Prada?
Yeah, no, that come afterwards. And I got a Triumph 1500. Then I got the Dolomite Sprint. Sold the Dolomite Sprint to get married. And then I bought.
It was a Triumph 15 because we had that at the wedding.
Then I bought a power valve, which I think I've got a picture of. If I have, folks, I'll put the picture in. And that was my 350 power valve. Picture was taken in Richmond Park, probably about 1985 or 86, one of the two, if I remember rightly. Yeah, another bike I got rid of again, which I wish I had now. But I did prefer the earlier LC, to be honest with you. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go and get something to eat. Well, there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that video. Anyway, someone now is going to win a Cosori twin fry air fryer. So hopefully it might be you, Sharon. Not you, but them, one of them.
Yes.
Let's go over and
you,
let's
do
go
right there.
let's go over and do a random comment picker. If we go over to the video in question now, which is this one here.
Welcome to another video.
I'm just going to grab the URL at the top of the page. Copy that. Go over to the YouTube random comment picker, and I'm going to paste the YouTube link in there, and then click fetch. And what that's going to do, include replies, allow duplicates. Nope. Anything goes. Anything I'd like to search for. Yes, I want to search for a keyword, and the keyword I want is Cosori. I'm just going to use the word Cosori, that'll do. And here we go. So let's see how many comments that picks out. There was quite a few. More than last time with the last draw. We found 1,026 unique answers. So let's click a winner now and find out who's won. And that is Mark Reardon 7520. So well done to you. We'll leave our email address there. So if you can
Congratulations.
email your name and address, your shipping address, your full name and shipping address to us at this email address, we'll pass it on to Cosori and they'll send you out the Cosori Grandstand. Well done you for winning that. Happy days. Well, thanks very much, folks. Hope you've enjoyed our little blast from the past there.
Did you wish everyone a happy Easter?
Happy Easter. No, I haven't done that yet, Shell.
Happy. He's come to say
Happy Easter,
to you.
folks. Dougal's here as well. A lot of them have missed Dougal and Merlin. So there's Dougal. Dougal, come here. Come and say hello, Dougal.
Say happy Easter, everybody.
Sit down, Merlin. They get so excited when the camera's on, don't they? Don't they, Dougal?
He does.
Hey, you're such a good boy, aren't you? Don't push him out of the way, Merlin.
Don't bully him.
Merlin,
don't bully
you're a
him.
bully boy. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. So I hope you've really enjoyed this, folks, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We've had a nice few subscribers after this last video. So well done. We've hit the 81,600 now. So thank you very much indeed for that.
Thank you.
Keep watching. We've got loads more to come. We've got our holidays coming up very shortly. We're still very busy, and obviously we're going to throw out the videos as we can, like we normally do. I hope you've all had fun in the chat there, and all had a nice chat, and hopefully we might be seeing a few more of you down the Ragged Apron. We've bumped into a few people over the last few weeks, as we said earlier on.
I've got hay fever out here.
Have you?
Your eyes are streaming.
Oh no, don't get that shout. Anyway, thank you very much, folks. Well done, the winner, and we'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.
Bye.